Tonight's game of the week, it's the Kickapoo Chiefs against the Glendale Falcons. Tonight's game is sponsored by Domino's Pizza. Domino's Pizza delivers. One call does it all. By IDS Financial Services. Call IDS for all your financial needs. By Friendly Ford, Southwest Missouri's #1 Ford dealership, and where friendly is our first name. By Harbell Athletic Goods. For all your athletic needs, go to Harbell. And by Springfield Mill and Lumber, serving the builder contractors throughout the Ozarks for over 100 years. Good evening, everybody, from a rainy South Springfield. This is Don West, along with Andre Curtis and Scott McCauley, coming to you from the Kickapoo Gymnasium. Tonight, the Glendale Falcons meet the Chiefs in the Ozark Conference game. These teams met back on January 27th, and Glendale won it over in the Valley of the Vikings by the count 48-40. Glendale enters 19-2 overall, 3-0 in the Ozark Conference. Kickapoo enters with a record of 13 wins against 9 losses. Their record 2-1 in Ozark Conference play. Andre, it's a pleasure to have you back once again, and we look for a big one tonight. This is a big Ozark Conference game for both of these teams.
Don, it's a very important game. You know, Glendale can put themselves in great shape, or Kickapoo can make it a real race. So, you know, it's very important. We have a big crowd, and we wouldn't have to have either, probably, for it to be important to the schools involved, though.
Glendale and Kickapoo tonight from the Kickapoo Gym. Don West, along with Andre Curtis and Scott McCauley. And we'll have a talk with both coaches when we return in just a moment. Stay with us. Don West along with Andre Curtis and Scott McCauley from the Kickapoo High School Gymnasium. A very large crowd on hand tonight from the Kickapoo Gym. We're unable to hear each other right now down in the truck. There we go. Andre, a very enthusiastic crowd on hand tonight.
You know, we have a big crowd, Don. I don't think we have room for many more people, and I think especially when you have Glendale and Kickapoo playing, but add the crowd and add the importance of the conference, you know, and it really makes for an exciting evening.
As I mentioned earlier, Glendale won the first game earlier this year over at Glendale by the score of 48-40. Scott McCauley joining us for the broadcast tonight. He talked with Mike Keltner before the game, and he asked Mike if he would change anything about the last game, what it would be.
Well, I'm sure that we will. You know, we did a pretty good job defensively when we played them last time, and I'm sure they've made some adjustments, and we're going to have to do some things differently. Playing on their floor and so forth, it might indicate a little bit of a change on our part, but we'll probably start and try to do some of the things we did over at our place.
You're going to tell your kids anything special coming into a place like this? You know, you played at the Pit before and a few other things. These inner city games are almost all battles these days, especially with the big crowd.
Well, the kids play summer league here, and you know, they've played here a lot, and you know, it's not any different than playing somewhere else. You know, it's a road game, and I don't think there's that big of a home court advantage in high school. It's never been proven to be that much anyway. I know it is in college, but I don't think it probably is in high school.
We're about 2 weeks from the district. You're hosting your own district with Hillcrest and Central from Springfield also in that district. Do you think that's going to be an advantage for your team to host the district?
The other teams, again, you know, the schools that are around have played on our floor a lot. And it might be a little bit just as far as the locker room situation, things like that, but these floors aren't that much different.
And, of course, if you're Chiefs head coach Roy Green, you're looking to turn the tide after the 8-point loss over at Glendale on January 27th. Scott McCauley talked with Roy Green also before the game, and he asked Coach Green how he would change his strategy to change the outcome of tonight's game.
Well, I think we have to keep Glendale off the offensive boards. I looked at the stats today, and everything was reasonably close, except they had 5 offensive rebounds more than we did. And, you know, that's probably 4 or 5 points right there.
4 or 5 points right there. Now, in order to get the advantage under the boards, how will you alter your offense? Will you try to get Williams and some of your inside people more into it, or will you stay with your outside game?
Oh, it'll be pretty much balanced offense, what we've tried to do all year. I think defensively, we'll have to concentrate on blocking out better than we did. The other factor was that there was a margin of difference of 6 or so at the free throw line, and we've got to concentrate on guarding tough without fouling and hope that those kind of even out.
We're about 2 weeks from the district now. You're going to be playing in the Neosho district with the host school Neosho, Joplin, and Parkview. How do you feel your team is playing right now going into that last 2 weeks of the season and that district?
Well, we like our chances real good. We have Parkview about a week from now. We played Joplin last week, and we just feel like that if we go down there and play 2 good games, we should be able to win it.
Kickapoo High School Gymnasium. Don West along with Andre Curtis and Scott McCauley from Kickapoo High School. Let's now meet tonight's starting lineup. First for the Glendale Falcons, entering 19-2 overall, 3-0. They're marked in the Ozark Conference. Their starting lineup tonight looks like this. At the guards, it's Doug Bacon, a 6'3 senior. His partner in the backcourt has been on fire as of late. It's Craig Boswell at 6 foot and a senior. Boswell really coming around over the course of the last few games. The forwards are Eric Mitchell, a 6'4 senior, and Scott Mann, a 6'7 senior. And the center, of course, is Aaron Benson, a senior, standing at 6'8". So for the Falcons, it's Bacon and Boswell at the guards. Mitchell and Mann are the forwards, and Benson is the center. For the homestanding Kickapoo Chiefs, entering 13-9 overall, 2-1 in Ozark Conference play. There's been a quick change in the starting lineup the last minute by Coach Roy Green. Now the starting guards are Brian Ruby, a 6'3 senior, and the change is Chad Long into the starting lineup tonight for the first time for Kickapoo. Long, a 5'11 junior. The forwards are Scott Norris, a 6'4 senior, the leading scorer for the Kickapoo Chiefs, averaging 17.6 points per ball game. The other forward, Pat Bauer, a fine tandem there in Norris and Bauer. Pat Bauer averaging 14 points per ball game. The center is David Williams at 6'9 and a senior. So for the Chiefs, it's Ruby and Long at the guards. Norris and Bauer are the forwards, and David Williams is the center. Tonight's officials are Danny Patterson and Scott Smith. A huge crowd on hand here for the annual Ozark Conference clash between these two schools. What a rivalry we have here on the
Well, you know, kids are good friends, and they play together in the summer and everything, and it's really important to them. The first game was important, but this one is really important being a conference game, Don.
There you take a look inside the Glendale huddle. Mike Keltner in the center. You know, Mike was a guest on Sports Line 4 this week with Art Haynes. The only way he would do it is if Art would do his Keith Jackson imitation at some point, so he did it. It was a riot, too. There's a look at Roy Green and the Chiefs. Right now, Glendale out on top of the Ozark Conference with a perfect 3-0 record. You'll remember that they were the champions of the conference last year. Kickapoo coming out in their home white uniforms with a shirt sleeve look tonight. Glendale in their road blue and red, white, and blue checkered trim. I'll tell you, the band's on hand. We've got a very enthusiastic crowd here. Not the conditions outside right now. It's nice to see the change in atmosphere inside.
You would be surprised at the crowd, you know, at first thought with the weather.
Bacon controls the tip for the Falcons. They'll be moving to basket left here in the first half. This is Mitchell holding the ball high as Kickapoo opens in a man-to-man defense. There you saw Boswell drag the pivot foot, and the first turnover goes to Kickapoo.
I think the way that Kickapoo can defend inside will be very important. I really like the way Benson has played this year, you know, and Williams will need to do a good job to negate some of that.
And immediately, Kickapoo turns it back over. Bauer and Long unable to make connection there. So Glendale gets it back. We're 14 seconds deep into this one. No score yet. Tried for Benson inside, and Bauer has it for the Chiefs. Kickapoo showing zone. Goes out to Norris, up to Long. Norris from long range.
I think he'll be very important. You know, he's an excellent player, and if he starts well, they could get off to a good start.
And Kickapoo's leading scorer at over 17 points a game. Down through heavy traffic, here's Bacon. This one won't go. And Ruby has the rebound. 2-0 Kickapoo early on. Norris again.
I tell you, Don, I don't know who's looking at him, but if I were an NAI coach giving a three-point play, I would sure be interested in Scott Norris.
Roy Green's got to like that.
He can shoot it.
And it's Boswell across the timeline now.
If I remember correctly, he just equaled his first game output right then. Is that correct? He had 4 the first game, I think, against Glendale.
Boswell answers. It's 4-2 in favor of Kickapoo. I've got that around here somewhere. Boswell comes up with a steal. You're right, he did have 4 in the first meeting. Norris already with 4 in the first minute and a half of the game. Boswell can't connect. Benson has it stripped away, and Bauer has it. Four to 2 Chiefs. 2 minutes into the game. There's Norris again, and he's now 2 out of 3 from the field. Getting this large partisan Kickapoo crowd excited. Not to get me wrong, though, there's a very large number of Glendale students on hand as well. Ball out of bounds, and it will go to Glendale. Doug Bacon will trigger the inbounds play out high to Boswell. The students already getting on each other. And here's the steal. Here's Ruby down court. And we have a whistle. Wait, we had to foul, or a whistle. The ball got away, but nobody heard Danny Patterson's whistle. Give the ball to the Falcons under the basket. Man looks out, and the pass is tipped out of bounds by Long. 5:19 to go, first quarter. 4-2 Kickapoo. Benson working out high now. Bacon bounces it over to Boswell, and pass tipped away by Williams, and Ruby bangs it off of Boswell's leg, and so Kickapoo will get it.
Kickapoo's doing a nice job defensively. They need to be able to, to handle the press a little better right now.
Nice individual hustle on the Chiefs' part. Long looks to go coast to coast, feeds it away to Ruby. Norris back out high to Chad Long. Here's Bauer. His first bucket. Chiefs up 6-2. And they will get the ball back as Bacon couldn't handle that one.
I'll tell you, come tournament time, Don, Kickapoo has the potential with their forwards to be a factor in the playoffs, I think.
Well, in that Glendale district, which consists of Glendale, Hillcrest, Central, Lebanon, and West Plains, you've got about 3 teams that could come out there. It's just a matter of who's playing well. Here comes Bacon. Looks down low, stolen by Williams, and he stepped out of bounds. The ball goes to Glendale.
Still good defense, so, they kept it out of the middle.
And, it sets the stage for another matchup between Kickapoo and Joplin in the district this year down at Neosho. Neosho and Parkview, the other 2 teams in that district. Here's Mann. Won't go. Ruby with the rebound. Some interesting things will happen as we approach district playoff time. Bauer shoots from the side of the key. Got it. 8-2 in favor of Kickapoo. Mike Keltner wants to have a word with his team. 4:03 to go in the first quarter. Kickapoo 8, Glendale 2. Back in a minute. The 2 lead. Andre, does that surprise you?
I guess it surprises me, but the fact that they've gotten them the way they have with Norris, he's 2 out of 3, and Bauer maybe 2 for 2. Their forwards are they're quality players, and if they shoot the way they can, it's going to pose some problems for a team that plays its own because they're both pretty mobile and can play inside or outside. And I don't think Norris has a range. I think he can shoot from anywhere.
No argument here.
And I was serious with the 3-point range in college. It looks to me like he'd really be a prospect.
2 out of 3 from long range here early on. Glendale with the ball, and Kickapoo shows press this time. Bacon got an opening and lost control, got it back. Ball out of bounds to Glendale. Boswell with the only basket for the Falcons at this point. Mitchell out high to Boswell. Kickapoo holding in a 2-3 zone, expanding it out a bit. Bacon can't hit, and here's Norris with the ball. Chiefs looking to go up 8 with the basket here. Ruby, nothing there against Benson. Now he takes it in on him and scores. Great individual play by Ruby. 10-2 Kickapoo. Across to Benson. He gets it away to Mitchell. Now Boswell to set the play.
Kickapoo doing a nice job of switching defenses, Don. They've gone from the zone to the man 2 or 3 different times already.
Back to the man, this time down court. Boswell hits.
He's sure having a nice year, isn't he?
He's really come along in the last couple of weeks anyway. Not to say that the rest of his year has not been good either, but
Especially
I believe it was 24 in the Falcons' last game against Central. 24 points. Down to Williams on the turnaround, won't go. And Benson has the pull.
Pass.
Benson against Williams. That'll be a matchup to watch tonight. All of a sudden, Glendale back within 4 at 10-6.
Williams will need to be able to contain Benson somewhat. Benson's a nice player.
Norris pulls up. Wow. Is that a pretty shot?
He can shoot it.
2 minutes to go in the first period. Mitchell needs help. Now he finds Boswell. Chiefs in a man this time down court once again. Here's Benson over Williams. And a foul on David Williams. First foul for either squad in the game. And now Scott Benson is in for Kickapoo. Benson, a 6'7" senior. He became eligible at the semester. He's averaging 7.8 points per ball game since he became eligible. Benson will go to the foul line this time. Our first free throws of the game. Nice form on that one.
He's really improved in the last year.
You know, he reminds me so much of David Brewer last year in that he's very much improved ball player throughout the course of the year. Not afraid to do anything really inside against anybody. (12-8) Chiefs. Glendale in a man defense. Long out to Benson, into Bauer. Barely drew iron, and Benson with the rebound.
Benson really does a nice job. He doesn't make many mistakes. Always around the basket on the boards getting the ball.
Bacon out high, lob down to Benson. Nice play. Kind of like hitting your receiver with a nice pass that time.
He sure posted up nice and got the man on his hip, didn't he?
Bacon was the quarterback that time. He hit his man. That one's blocked by Boswell and a foul call.
Mitchell fouled, I believe.
Mitchell picks up his first team foul for the Falcons. Under a minute to go in the first quarter. Nice to see a game where you don't have a lot of fouls early on. Not to say that the officials are letting them play, if you will. There just hasn't been a whole lot of contact.
I agree.
Benson over to Long. He'll try it. A little too hard. Gets it back. And he's double covered. Threw it away. There's the backcourt violation. Glendale's ball with 33 seconds left in the first period. Kickapoo led by 6 at 8-2 early on. Glendale's fought it back to a 2-point game. They look to tie right here with half a minute to go in the first.
In a 1-3-1 zone right now.
really mixing it up on the defensive end. 17 seconds.
Nice defense.
Benson knocked it away, and Ruby has it.
Very good defense.
8 seconds to go. Norris out to long. 5, 3. This one's good if it goes, and it's gone. At the buzzer, Bauer hits his 6th point, and after 1 quarter at Kickapoo High School, it's the Chiefs 14, the Falcons 10. Mitchell gives it away to Benson. And that pass a little too tall for Bacon. And it'll go back to the Chiefs. Kickapoo looking good right now. Over to Ruby and down to Long. Nothing there. In fact, man was all over him in his face. Bauer finally recovers, gets it out to Norris. Chiefs survived that one. Long thought about it. Chiefs being patient on the offensive end. Ruby against Benson. Down low, it's Long. Blocked out of bounds by Man.
Good recovery by Man.
He lost his man for just a minute, but when you got 6'7" going against 5'11", you don't always have to be right on time. Here's Long, too hard. Glendale not able to come up with the rebounds cleanly. They get this one. Boswell, now there's a good shoving match under the basket between Benson, in fact. And the turnover goes back to Kickapoo. Williams is back into the Chiefs lineup. And Scott Benson goes to the bench. I believe that's Mike Fletcher in for Kickapoo, incorrectly listed on the program, but Fletcher in, a 5'6" junior. He'll try this one. Mitchell on the rebound.
We've been pulling 14-10 for a good while, haven't we?
Here come the Chiefs on the break after the steal. There's the foul on Bacon and his defense against Brian Ruby. Bacon picks up his first, only the 3rd foul of the entire game called so far.
We've had a few turnovers, but that's been due in part to pretty good defense. Basically, the play has been good overall.
Bacon, Mitchell for the Falcons with 1 foul each. David Williams with the solitary Kickapoo foul. Norris sets the play under the Chiefs basket. Norris down to the corner and back out high to Fletcher. Chiefs going with this new look under the jerseys tonight. Not exactly shirt sleeves, but with the T-shirt with the cut-off sleeve. There's Williams on the turnaround. He's fouled. Scott Smith will give us the call. Goes against Scott Mann. Williams will have a pair of free throws. Williams averaging 7.8 points per game. He's the leading rebounder at 7.3 boards per ball game for the Chiefs. And there's his first point.
He's made a lot of progress over the last couple of years, too, as a player.
Glendale yet to score here in the second quarter. 5:13 to go in the second quarter of play. In fact, that was the first point of the second quarter, and there's 2. Chiefs tie their biggest lead at 6, 16-10. Down court, it's Man. And how many steps are you going to give him there?
He was in a hurry to get to the basket. That's one of the purposes of the press, speed up play. And generally speaking, Glendale is not a running team.
That's right. Man with about 3 steps there. And Kickapoo with the ball back. Chiefs look to go up 8. Fletcher, Bauer, now Williams works in against Mitchell, and a beautiful play by Williams. 18-10 Kickapoo. 4:48 to go in the half. Bacon down low. Goes across the lane to Mitchell. And a foul called. Basket will count. Bucket is good. And the foul goes against David Williams. Chiefs up 18-12. Glendale with the ball back. Benson answers. So Mitchell made the basket. Glendale got the ball back on the Williams foul, and Benson made it a 4-point play, and it's 18-14 now in favor of the Kickapoo Chiefs. And there's a steal. Glendale gets it back once again. Boswell drives down, pulls up, loses the ball, and there's Ruby to recover it. Midway through the second quarter, Norris can't answer. Benson gets the rebound this time. Really intense game right now.
Very much so.
Boswell, down low it goes again from Bacon. And back out.
3 seconds.
Loses a 3-second violation.
Aaron got hung in the lane, didn't have any place to go.
And we have a timeout called by Roy Green with 3:49 to go in the first half. It's Kickapoo 18, Glendale 14. Mainly due to an excellent fourth quarter played by Glendale. I believe it was still a 2-point game after 3 quarters.
Both teams have the potential to be very good, and Glendale's had an excellent year, but I think one thing to Kickapoo's credit, they played an awful good schedule and lost some close
Absolutely.
games.
They sure have. Chiefs will have the ball. 18-14 is the lead for Kickapoo. Norris drives down against Bacon. Kickapoo modifying the zone a bit, or Glendale rather, modifying the zone a bit this time. Kicking the ball is the violation, and Glendale will have the basketball. Mike Bracker is in for the Falcons to replace Mitchell. Bracker, 6'4" and a senior. Chad Long back into the Chiefs lineup. 3:24 remaining, first half. Bauer works his way in. Nice play. 8 points for Bauer.
Tough shot.
(20-14) Chiefs at the 3-minute mark of the half. Benson at the high post looks inside for help. Bracker now with the basketball. And here's Boswell. Bangs in, won't fall. Williams with the pull. Almost a clean steal that time by Boswell from Long, but he didn't get it. Kickapoo once again looking to go up 8 points. Williams fakes his man and can't hit it. Did a good job when he had the ball, but just failed to hit the shot.
Very nice move.
Boswell to Benson. Now here's Mann, fakes the shot. Bracker. And the save finally made by Doug Bacon right in front of Roy Green. Kickapoo going back to zone this time. Mann down in the corner. Glendale patient now this time. .148 remaining first half. Bacon's open. His first basket. 2016, Kickapoo leads. Now you look down the Kickapoo schedule, you see they play some very fine teams in Springdale, Arkansas, Columbia, Rockbridge, Fayetteville, Arkansas early on in the season, and of course the Springfield Holiday Tournament, the Tournament of Champions. Norris hit. Goes down hard to the floor. 8 for Norris. Glendale recovers possession that time. Of course, the Tournament of Champions, Kickapoo played Kathleen out of Lakeland, Florida, Christ the King out of New York, and Raytown South, and taking 5th place in the Bass Pro Tournament of Champions.
Also, I think they played DeSmet in the finals of their tournament up there too, didn't they, in St. Louis?
Yeah. Took 2nd place in the St. Louis DeSmet tournament early on. Man, with his first basket, 22-18 in favor of Kickapoo. Some excellent teams in that DeSmet tournament as well. Francis Howell, Sullivan, fine St. Louis ball clubs. And there's a steal by Boswell. Ruby threw it right back to him. Bracker on the rebound. Got it. Kickapoo a bit lax on the offensive end last time down. The Glendale students are into it. 7 seconds to go in the half. Here's Williams on the turnaround. Leaves it short with 3 to Bracker. Oh. And we're at halftime. Kickapoo leads it 22-20 over the Glendale Falcons midway through the game. Stay with us. Down in the basement, winless in Ozark Conference play. You'll remember last year it was kind of a similar situation. Glendale went undefeated and won the Ozark Conference outright.
And followed it up with a very good year, too, in state play.
Joins us now at halftime. Scott, your thoughts on the first half?
Well, before the game, Roy Green said that he was going to need balanced scoring, and his 2 big scorers each have 8 points, and I think he's pretty well got that. We don't have the exact statistics, but the battle on the board seems to be pretty even right now. And you and I both saw the first game they played over Glendale, and Glendale did have the advantage over in that game. So he's been able to correct those 2 situations and has got him up 2 points at halftime.
You know, we were down at Ozark earlier this week, and what a hyped game it was down there on Tuesday night as the Missouri sports writers and sportscasters. St. Louis Vashon still out on top at number 1. Hazelwood Central 2nd. Glendale currently ranked 3rd. Rockhurst 4th. Scott, you see Glendale with a good chance to go back to Columbia this year?
It'll be very interesting.
You know, Mike Keltner was telling Art Haynes on Sportsline 4 this week that he thinks that a Springfield team will go to the Final Four this year. He just doesn't know which one yet.
And it's a very good chance that the winner of his district will be the one, because he's got Hillcrest over there, and they're going to have to knock heads during the district, you know, if both of them win and get on to that.
Next week, we'll be over at the Greenwood Gym, the spacious confines of Greenwood High School, as Catholic meets Greenwood. Can you confirm that for me? How spacious is it over there?
Well, in the 10 years I went to school over there, not all in high school, mind you, but in the 10 years I went to school over there, the capacity was reached a few times, and you know, maybe a couple hundred or so. I can guarantee it'll probably be packed for that game. You know, the 2 inner-city rivals, and Catholic and Greenwood are going to knock heads, and we'll see what happens.
Other city games tonight. Central is over at Parkview in an Ozark Conference game. Catholic entertains Forsyth tonight, and Greenwood is hosting Reed Spring. Tomorrow night, Hillcrest will travel up to Sedalia for non-conference action as we wind down toward district time in the 1986-87 high school basketball season. 22-20, Kickapoo leads over the Glendale Falcons at halftime. Here to take you through the 3rd quarter, here's Scott McCauley.
Don West, thank you very much, and the ball will be going over to Glendale to start the 3rd quarter as Andre Curtis now rejoins us. Boswell has the ball, and he'll bring the ball up. This is Scott Mann. Kickapoo looks like they're opening in a zone again as much as they ended the half. Boswell takes the jumper, no good. Battle for the rebound is won by Bacon. Bacon tries to take the ball up, cannot get it off. He is fouled by Scott Norris.
Kickapoo had it, Scott, and let it get away.
Had the ball, had it in control, and Bacon stripped it and tried to go for the shot. Drew the foul from Norris. It's his first team foul of the second half. Bacon will inbound for Glendale. Get the ball up top to Boswell. Glendale trying to get the ball inside, and they're not having any luck. They've got the zone packed in pretty good.
The 1-3-1 is very effective. They move their little guard long to the back, and they're able to shut the middle down pretty good.
Boswell from 15 is in and out, no good. Norris pulls down the rebound and gets it to Long, who'll bring the ball up. 22-20, Kickapoo on top. Chad Long gives it to Norris, who takes the jumper and scores it. His 10th point of the night, 24-20, Kickapoo.
He can shoot it, can he?
He's had a very good night so far, 10 points, and hasn't really missed many shots. His shots have been very well conceived, and has had very good control tonight. Glendale has the ball in the front court. Bacon looks inside the man up with the jumper. It's no good. Benson with the rebound. And we have a foul on the inside. We'll go against Kickapoo. Foul will be on
Pat Bauer, I believe.
and that'll be his first foul. Kickapoo has 2 quick fouls here in the second half. Once again, it was on the floor, so Bacon will inbound for Glendale. Gets it on the outside to Benson. Boswell will be up top, set up the offense. Glendale still trying to get the ball inside, and that zone just packed in there real nice. They're forced to take an outside jumper, which is in and out, no good by Boswell. Norris pulls down the rebound. Chad Long now has it in the front court to set the offense for the Chiefs. Norris on the wing does not get the shot, and there's a foul called on Kickapoo. It looked like it was a block
Pat Bauer
on a
again,
screen.
I believe.
And it is Pat Bauer, and that'll be his second foul. He had no fouls in the first half. Picks up 2 quick ones here in the second half. Bacon has the ball inbounds. Kickapoo is pressing. Glendale successful in getting the ball up. That's Boswell. Gets it to Bacon, who'll set the offense. Bacon tries to drive the free throw line's blocked out. Now here's a shot on the inside, and it's an offensive foul. Aaron Benson will pick up the foul. That'll be Benson's first foul tonight. And I must correct that. That's not Benson, and it's Scott Mann that gets called for the foul, and that'll be his second foul.
Scott, so far, Kickapoo's zone in the second half has done a nice job of keeping the ball out of the lane area.
Here's Norris from 10, good. Scott Norris with 12 points, 26-20, Kickapoo. Kickapoo's pressing after every made basket. Boswell successful in getting the ball up, drives all the way down, shoots it up, and scores.
Nice move.
Craig Boswell with his 6th point of the night, and that cuts the Chiefs' lead to 4, 26-22. 5:37 to go, third quarter. Chad Long trying to get the offense set. Glendale also in his zone to start the quarter. Now Brian Ruby from the inside misses it, but Bauer up with a great move and scores it. Pat Bauer has 10 points, 28-22. Excellent move.
Norris and Bauer carrying the Kickapoo Chiefs right now.
12 points for Norris, 10 points for Bauer. Now, Glendale's got the ball back in the front court now. Still cannot get the ball inside. This is a cross-court pass to Mitchell. Mitchell cannot take a shot, and his ball is batted away. Chad Long comes up with it. Driving down the court, and he carries the ball. Got Mike Bracker checking into the game now. He'll replace Mitchell. 4:56 to go in the third quarter. Kickapoo 28-22 over Glendale. Boswell will bring the ball up for the Falcons. Undefeated in Ozark Conference play, trying to stay that way. Scott Mann, the high post. Gets it over to Aaron Benson for the free throw line jumper. It's no good, but it's tipped up and in by Bracker. Excellent inside position. He gets his 4th point, and the lead's back to 4.
Good timing on that tip. He was up very high.
Chad Long for Kickapoo. He's looking inside, tried to find Ruby, had to settle for Bauer on the outside, and he sinks the jumper. Pat Bauer now with 12 points. It's back to a 6-point lead.
Norris and Bauer is probably one of the better tandems for having range for a high school team.
Excellent tandem, and they've, as you said, have been carrying him so far, each of them with 12 points. This is Boswell. Free throw line stand jumper by Bacon, nothing but net.
Excellent shot.
It's only his 4th point of the night. Cuts the Kickapoo lead to 4. Just under 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Bauer tries to get inside to Scott Benson. Bauer saves the ball and gets it back out to Chad Long. Scott Norris driving against Bacon, takes the jumper up, short, no good. Man has position, the ball's knocked away. Bauer tries to get it in, no good. Rebound by Aaron Benson, and he is fouled on the inside. Scott Smith is going to tell us that the foul is on
Scott Benson, I believe.
And that's his first foul. 4th team foul, so Glendale will be on the 1-on-1 from this point on. Glendale looking to cut the lead to 4. Bacon has it on the wing. Pass almost picked off by Norris, but Boswell drives in and tries to get it up, but he is called for walking, trying to fake his move to the basket.
Probably drug his foot as he stopped in the lane.
Trying to get around the tall timbers
That's
in
right.
there.
You know, we talk about Glendale size, but Kickapoo feels a big basketball team too.
No question about it. It's hard to drive around the tall timbers. A couple of the taller matchups that you'll see in the city, Kickapoo and Glendale. Got Chad Long now trying to drive in. He gets the ball back out. On the wing to Bauer, and Bauer goes off his hands out of bounds, and Glendale will retain possession, or will gain possession of the ball. Just under 3 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Glendale will once again try to cut the Kickapoo lead to 2, as this game has been close throughout. Ball now inside to Benson. That's Aaron Benson. Scott Benson is the forward for Kickapoo. Glendale is not having any luck trying to get inside. Their drives are about the only way, and he tries to get inside. The ball is picked off by Bauer. He's breaking free, takes the ball up, and misses it. Battle for the rebound between Norris and Mann is won by Norris as the ball is tipped out of bounds off of Mann. Kickapoo will retain possession.
Nice play by Bauer, and he just lost the handle on it. He had good defense, so saved the ball going inside.
Scott Benson over to Norris in the corner. Norris takes the jumper. A little long, no good. Ruby tries to get the rebound, and the ball was out of bounds. Before he could get it, Glendale will get the ball. Mike Bracker to inbound. Glendale will have their 3rd chance to cut the lead to 2. 2:15 to go in the 3rd quarter. And now the cross-court pass is knocked out by Ruby, but Glendale will get it back once again. Bacon has control of it. Man in the corner. Glendale desperately trying to get in. Bacon finally drives in, gets the outside jumper to Mann, who is way long. But Mike Bracker has the outside board and gets it. It's his 6th point, and the Kickapoo lead is now 30-28.
He's given them a lift on the offensive board. That's his 2nd score off of a rebound in this quarter.
Kickapoo needs to try to stop the Glendale threat. We'll try to get a shot. Norris will take it and makes it. Looked like it'd be about a 3-pointer from anywhere.
That's right.
Scott Norris, time in and time again, will get the basket you need to try to stop a threat, and he does it here and gets the Kickapoo lead back to 4. His 14th point of the night. Fletcher checks back into the game for Kickapoo as Glendale brings it up court. Bacon is trapped over in the corner by Bauer and Norris. Barely gets the ball off to one of his teammates. This is Chad Lakin for Glendale, who's just checked in. Lakin has the ball at the top of the key. Bacon will try to drive it himself. The shot is off, no good, but he was fouled on the way up. And he'll be shooting 2. The foul is on Benson. It's his 2nd. Tell you what, that Kickapoo zone is just packed it in, and they are having trouble getting it. They're forced to either take outside shots or to try to drive it in themselves. Now, they've been able to get some fouls doing that here in the last couple minutes.
You know, Benson had 8 at halftime, and they have really tightened up. But anytime you do that, you're going to give someone else something. But I believe I would take my chances with what they're doing. It seems to be the right strategy right now.
No question about that. Doug Bacon missed the first free throw. He has just 4 points on the evening. We're used to a little more production than from that from him, and that's a big reason that Glendale is trailing. The second free throw is up. It's in and out, no good. But Glendale gets the rebound, and Bracker tries to force a shot up. Managed to take one of the Kickapoo players with him and gets the foul.
I believe Benson fouled again.
And it is Scott Benson. He picks up another foul. That's his third. And Bracker will get his chance to try to make 2 to cut the lead back to 2. Just under a minute to go in the third quarter. 32-28, Kickapoo on top. First shot is up and good.
Glendale has missed several opportunities in the last couple of minutes. As a matter of fact, they could have the lead by now had they been scoring.
Had they been scored on 3 opportunities they had, or made the couple free throws a minute ago. David Williams checks in for Kickapoo as Bracker takes the second free throw up, and it's good. Bracker's coming off the bench and got 8 points for him. And we have a timeout. I don't think the clock started properly or something. I'm not exactly sure what happened, but we're going to try it again. One more time, 59 seconds to go. Kickapoo to inbound, and Norris throws it in and gets it back from Bauer. They're going to give it to Fletcher, and he'll bring it up the court, being guarded by Lakin. Now at the 45-second mark to go, Kickapoo may be inclined to go for the last shot. And as I say that, Fletcher takes the jumper and scores it.
Nice move. Good shot by Fletcher. I was surprised. You would think they would look to Norris, but then Bacon is playing him man-to-man all over the floor, too. Very tight.
So Fletcher gets his first 2 points, and Kickapoo leads back up to 4. 25 seconds to go, third quarter. Top of the key. Bacon in the corner. Now free throw line extended. Benson. Benson takes it to Bacon, who tries to drive in, cannot. And now from the free throw line, Mann takes the shot. Gets it down to Bacon. 6 seconds to go. It's counting down. Glendale needs to get a shot off. Gets it inside to Mann. Mann puts it up. And the basket does not count. He did not get the shot off before the buzzer. An excellent call. We did see the buzzer go off. No question about it.
And it was good defense for Kickapoo. They never did get the good shot in the last closing seconds.
And we have a very fine game brewing here. We're at the end of 3 quarters. Andre, it was very nice working with you. Don West will be back for the fourth quarter at the end of 3. Kickapoo Chiefs 34, Glendale Falcons 30.
Back at the Kickapoo Gymnasium, we'd like to remind you about Springfield Scene as Sarah Overstreet talks with your local newsmakers. I don't know, I saw a guy on Springfield Scene today that didn't look much like Sarah Overstreet, Stan Melton. Every week it's Springfield Scene on Cable 4. I tell you what, during the third quarter, Kickapoo really held together well.
Played very well, Don. Very well. And Norris is playing with a lot of confidence on offense. He wants the ball, and he's shooting it in the basket.
Fletcher gets it down to Bauer, and now Williams. He lost his balance at the last minute. Nonetheless, he drew the foul on Benson.
Well, Williams is big enough till he poses problems just for the fact that you get him the ball, and David is improving. If he can refine his plays, I think, you know, that he will continue to get better as he gets older.
Tell you, when you look at Glendale in the third quarter, what a great individual effort by Mike Bracker in the third.
He single-handedly kept them close, you know.
Kickapoo led 2 at halftime. They extended the lead to 4 after 3 quarters. Now they go up 5 at 35-30 with 7:38 remaining in the ball game. Glendale has scored exactly 10 points in each of the first 3 quarters. 36-30, rather, in favor of Kickapoo. And a traveling violation. The Chiefs will get the ball back. Down court across the timeline to Ruby. 7:25 remaining in the game. Kickapoo with the makings of an upset here at Kickapoo High School. Fletcher, bounce pass down to Williams. Can't connect. Ball goes out of bounds. Off of Bracker, it'll go to the Chiefs. Out to Fletcher at long range. Almost threw it away, but Ruby recovered. Here's Fletcher. Yes.
Tell you, he's shooting the ball in the basket too, Don.
And Mike Keltner wants to talk about it. 7:03 remaining. Kickapoo looking to upset the Glendale Falcons tonight from the Kickapoo Gymnasium. See the situation at Kickapoo High School. Don West, Andre Curtis, Scott McCauley bringing you tonight's game on Cable 4 Springfield. The Chiefs extended the lead to 8. Kickapoo led 14-10 after 1. The Chiefs were outscored 10-8 in the second quarter, but led by 2 at 22-20 at halftime. And Kickapoo was able to put in one more field goal than the Chiefs, or than the Falcons in the third quarter. 12-10 was the third quarter score, giving us a 34-30 score after 3 quarters of play. In the first 57 seconds of the fourth quarter, Kickapoo has outscored the Falcons 4-0. As I mentioned, Glendale has scored 10 points in each of the first 3 quarters.
And that probably is going to win the game at that pace, do you
think? It wouldn't be to Mike Keltner's liking, I don't think.
One thing that Kickapoo has done this half, Don, their 1-3-1 zone has really kept the ball out of the middle and given the Falcons some problems.
Falcons on the possession. They look to get back within 6, but the ball goes out of bounds off of Boswell.
Good defense by the little guy out front.
Chiefs look to take their biggest lead of the night with a basket on this possession. Fletcher goes behind the back with the dribble, and a foul against Craig Boswell.
Fletcher is pretty quick, and he's difficult to stay up with.
Yeah, he's built so low to the ground.
Yeah. You know, he doesn't have to move the ball very far to keep his dribble. I don't believe we're in 1-1 yet.
According to the scoreboard, we're not, but we will double check. I have 3 team fouls against Glendale in the second half of play. Not to say that's right by any means, but Fletcher, beautiful pass down to Ruby, and he missed it. And a foul called.
Hand in the net, I believe.
Hand in the net. The basket's good by Ruby. Not actually a goaltending violation in that no one got above the cylinder, but the hand was in the net.
That's right.
The basket will count for Brian Ruby, give him 4 points on the night.
Coach Green wasn't complaining about the call. He's just wanting to know what it was.
Yeah. And the Chiefs get it back once again.
The press. Don, a lot of times, Glendale likes to press. A team turns around and presses that type of team, and they have trouble with it.
Bauer from long range won't go. Ruby on the boards. Let's check the call. Let's check the call. Basket will not count. And it's a blocking foul on the floor before the shot against Benson.
Glendale got a break on that call. That could have been a potential 3-point play.
Danny Patterson making the call.
Made it in a hurry, that's right.
Fletcher leaves one short, offside rebound, fight for it, out of bounds to the Chiefs. 6:16 to go.
Williams contested that rebound and caused Glendale to knock it out.
Mitchell in to replace Mann for the Glendale Falcons, entering 19-2 overall. Kickapoo looking to upset them. Norris. 16 points for Scott Norris. 42-30, Kickapoo.
I haven't changed my mind. I still think it's a 3-point spread now.
No doubt about it. Ball was tipped. It will belong to Glendale. Timeout on the court taken by Mike Keltner. 5:57 to go. It's the Chiefs by 12 at a rowdy Kickapoo gymnasium. Glendale 30. I would not have predicted this at the outset.
Well, I kind of had a feeling. I think Kickapoo. I think they will probably win the game, but I think that they're capable of being a lot better than 13-9, Don, because they've got two of the better scorers around, and still they have a lot of size to go along with it. We talk about Glendale. Kickapoo's just as big as Glendale is. You know, they have great size, and they have two of the real good scorers, I think.
Not taking anything at all away from Kickapoo. I'm just surprised that they're up 12 with less than 6 minutes to go.
I may be surprised at that, but I think certainly that, you know, they're a good basketball team.
And here's Benson. Misses the shot, gets it back and scores.
Good player.
10 for Benson. Leading the Glendale Falcons scoring attack tonight. Falcons need something big here. There's Bauer. Won't hit. And Mitchell gets the rebound. 10-point game.
Pat got in the air and didn't have anything to do that time and had to shoot. That's a little bit dangerous.
Lakin in for Glendale. Gets it over to Boswell with 5:20 left. Tried the lob pass and Williams was there. Fletcher now against Lakin. Goes to the floor and feeds it to Bauer in the process. Bauer in trouble, gets it away to Norris. And now Fletcher and over to Ruby. Kickapoo will not be in any hurry to shoot the ball.
Their next foul will be 1-1 too, I believe.
Yes, both teams should be in a 1-1 situation for that. Fletcher looks for Ruby down low and a foul called. Boswell was between Ruby and Fletcher. And we have a whistle and a foul. Timeout on the court with 4:47 to go. It's Kickapoo 42, Glendale 32. With the Chiefs up 10 points and 4:47 to go. Becky Michael-Zenner providing your pictures tonight. There we go. Look at those characters. Mike Keltner has more important things on his mind right now as he finds himself down 10 with 4:47 left. Tell you what, Kickapoo certainly will have answered some critics tonight if they can pull this one out.
I think they've got to get the ball in Norris and Bauer's hand, go down the stretch, because there's a lot of time left.
Glendale would like to have that guy right there at the foul line, too.
Quite often.
Like to have him shooting from the field as well as Boswell hits that one. He had 24 points against Central Tuesday night in Glendale's Ozark Conference win. And he hits the second. That's 8 for Boswell. Bacon goes to the bench. Now on the court for the Falcons, you've got Benson, Mitchell, and Bracker along the front line, and Lakin and Boswell at the guards. Glendale shows intense pressure. 42-34 is the Chiefs' lead. Glendale has never led this game. Quick, crisp passes this time down court for the Kickapoo Chiefs. 4.5 to go.
I'm surprised they have quit looking to shoot, though, the way Norris has been shooting. There's a lot of time left to be holding the basketball.
Norris down to Bauer. It's knocked away by Bracker, and Benson comes up with it. And the pass is tipped out of bounds. Lakin was looking inside for Aaron Benson once again, and Williams is doing a good job in there.
He's getting more aggressive than I've seen him in the past and doing a nice job.
Bacon back in place of Chad Lakin. 4:13 left. Glendale looks to draw within 6. Boswell will try it. Got it. Six-point game, Kickapoo on top with 4 minutes left.
Kickapoo has to be leery, Don, of quitting, going to the basket too soon, I think. There's a lot of time left.
3:48 on the clock. Kickapoo working the ball out high. Glendale. Now you get it down to Williams, and he missed it. And a foul called against Bacon.
Bacon saved the layup.
I'm not sure that wasn't after the shot.
Well, I believe evidently he's got him shooting. David kind of lost the handle on it, but then there was a little contact.
Will be a 2-shot foul. Bacon picks up his second foul. Williams to the line. David Williams with 3 points, all of them in the first half. 3:38 left, and you could see it come down to the foul line. Williams will have a pair. (43-36) Kickapoo. David tries the second. Yes. Chiefs back up 8 with 3:32 to go. Bacon back the other way. Oh, won't fall. Out of bounds. It'll belong to Kickapoo.
Good hustle.
The ball just hung on the rim and hung there and would not go.
He couldn't make up his mind, hardly.
Kickapoo with the ball once again. They look to go back up 10. Tell you, Glendale had their chances in the third quarter.
You know, the last 2 minutes of the quarter, they had 3 or 4 chances to really come back in the thing and couldn't do it.
And a foul called as Fletcher brings it down in heavy traffic. Boswell picks up number 2. Lakin back in to take his place. Fletcher to the line this time with 3:17 remaining. Our next game here on Cable 4 will be 1 week from tonight over at Greenwood High School as the Blue Jays host the Catholic Fighting Irish of Freddie Ray. Fletcher got it to fall.
Nice bounce, wasn't it?
You need those once in a while. And this free throw would put the Chiefs back up 10. 46-36. This could pose some interesting situations in the Ozark Conference race if Kickapoo should hold on. Mitchell will try it. Rims around, no good. Put back up by Benson.
Nice rebound.
An 8-point lead for the Chiefs. Under 3 minutes left. Fletcher in heavy traffic down to Ruby.
He's so little and quick till it's hard to get a handle on him. Doing a nice job.
Ruby to Bauer.
Nice ball movement right
Sure
now.
is. They're holding the ball out high.
Excellent job.
Nobody has the ball for more than a couple of seconds. Norris had the baseline jumper. Now he feeds it to Bauer. 14 for Bauer.
He's tough and a good passer along with it.
Lakin will take it from the top. His first basket. 48-40 Kickapoo. Under 2 minutes to go. 1:55, clock wound and moving. Fletcher to Bauer. Now Ruby. Everyone will get their hand on the ball. And a reaching foul against Lakin. It'll be a 1-and-1. Boswell back in. Mitchell to the bench. 1:49 left. The Chiefs are up by 8. 48-40. Brian Ruby will be shooting foul shots this time.
By hitting them right in here, Don, they can make it very difficult for them to come back.
Yeah, 10-point lead with under 2 minutes left is very hard to overcome at any level of basketball.
And it looks like Fletcher is going to be difficult to press the way he's handling the ball, too. That makes it even more difficult.
Ruby shoots once again for the 10-point lead. Won't go, so it remains at 9, and Ruby has 5. 49-40, 1:44 to go. Bracker answers.
He's playing very well.
Glendale needs to foul quickly now with 1:30 remaining. And here's a steal by Boswell, 1-on-1. And a quick timeout called by Mike Keltner. Suddenly it's a 5-point lead for Kickapoo.
Nice shot.
1:23 left. 49-44, the lead for the Chiefs. Stay with us.
Somebody go get a quick one.
Always. Mike Keltner sets his strategy. Glendale 19-2 on the year, 3-0 in the conference. Kickapoo 13-9 overall. 2-1 their Ozark Conference record.
And you don't get to be 19-2 without being able to come back, do you?
Kickapoo's lone loss in the Ozark Conference was to Joplin down there on February 6th, 1 week ago, by 1 point, 40-39. And Joplin is definitely a team that's been up and down. They lost their center, David Robinson, and then I'm not sure right now if he's back in, but Joplin will continue to be a factor down the stretch in the conference and as we enter the district tournament. Falcons press hard. 1:18 to go. It's a 5-point lead for Kickapoo. And there you see it. It's a 1-1 situation.
They're going to foul Ruby every time he gets it, I've got a feeling, because I would imagine they perceive Norris and Bauer as being a little steadier at the free throw line.
Give the foul to Lakin that time.
These are very big free throws right here.
And if he should miss the front end, Glendale could get back within 3 points and still have about a minute left. Big foul shots.
Big rebound.
There it goes. Here goes Boswell, 1-on-2, goes to the hole and scores! 3 points the lead for Kickapoo with a minute to go. 53 seconds left.
I wouldn't think they want to foul Norris, but they may be forced to.
Out to Fletcher, and almost a steal by Bracker, but he slapped the arm of Bauer.
Nice
wow.
try, though.
Can't argue with the logic. That's what the Falcons continue to need to do. That's still what the situation they're in right now. If they can't get the steal, you've got to sacrifice the foul.
Bauer's still got to earn them at the line, too.
Of course.
It's not automatic for anyone in this situation.
No good. Bacon has it. And a traveling violation against Doug Bacon.
Big call.
40 seconds left. Kickapoo with the ball once again. Fletcher in trouble. Gets it down to Norris. 35 on the clock. Almost a steal.
Don't get wild here in the last few seconds.
Glendale needs to foul. 25 left. Fletcher in heavy traffic out to Norris. 20 to go. Almost a steal that time. It was potential. And a 1-and-1 as Boswell fouls Fletcher.
They killed 24 seconds that time, Don. That could really be a big factor.
Fletcher to the line.
If you're going to foul, you could have done that 15 seconds ago, probably.
I agree with you. 16 seconds left on the clock. The lead is 3 for Kickapoo.
I'm really impressed with Fletcher's ball handling tonight.
Missed the foul shot. 3 misses. Glendale comes down. Lakin pulls up. Misses it. Benson has the ball tied up. Let's see where the possession goes. Glendale. 8 seconds left. The lead is 3 for Kickapoo. Glendale must get the ball in the basket and call timeout.
Kickapoo, if they don't foul, they're in pretty good shape, it looks
Yes.
like.
Glendale must make the basket and call time. Out to Boswell. It won't go. 3, 2, 2 on the clock. A foul against Kickapoo. Norris. Guilty of the foul, his first. It will be a 1-and-1 situation. And it looks like it's going to be Aaron Benson. And if that's the case, Benson will need to hit the first Well, they're going to try to call timeout and icing. There's the timeout called by Roy Green. 2 seconds left. Let's keep it right here. 49-46 is the lead for Kickapoo. You've got Benson at the line. You've got to make the first, obviously. Then what do you do on the second one?
You know, I'm assuming Coach Keltner has a timeout left. They have an option of going ahead and making it and calling timeout and looking for 5 seconds or a steal. But if the ball ever gets down to this end with a foul or anything, I think the game is over. They're going to have to decide now and try to win it and keep it in their half of the court.
Not much you can do with only 2 seconds to work with. Mike Keltner planning the last second strategy. What a miracle it would be if he could pull this one out.
Glendale's proved they're a nice team just for the way they've come back. And by the same token, Kickapoo has really opened the door a little bit with a couple of missed front ends of 1-and-1s in the last, what, minute?
3 missed free throws by Kickapoo down the stretch. They've kept Glendale in the ball game. There you see many of the nearly standing room only crowd on hand here this evening on a rainy night in Springfield.
I really like the way that Mike Fletcher has handled the ball for Kickapoo.
Sure.
If he can do that down the stretch, I think he can become an added factor in what they might be able to do come tournament time. I still like their ball club. They do a lot of things well. And if they have that guard that can penetrate and get it to Bauer and Norris, I tell you, they can really be a factor.
It'll be Benson for a 1-and-1 situation, I believe it is. 2 seconds left.
Bracker has been very strong on the boards here, too. I think
Sure has.
Look for him to try to get the ball back on the glass.
On the second free throw, should he make the first, miss the second, anything could happen.
You still have the possibility of a 3-point play in that situation.
Sure.
You know.
It's a 1-and-1. Benson must make the first. Missed it. Game's over. Our final score, Kickapoo 49, Glendale 46. We'll wrap it up in a minute. The Kickapoo Chiefs have upset the Glendale Falcons here at the Kickapoo Gymnasium. The final score, 49-46, Kickapoo over Glendale. And Scott McCauley is down on the floor with the winning coach. Scott.
Thank you very much, Don. I'm here with a very relieved Coach Roy Green. Kickapoo had a big lead late in the game, and Glendale was able to make a comeback. And Coach Green, you ended up winning at 49-46, and it didn't look like it was going to be that close.
Well, we missed free throws. Missed free throws are like turnovers to end the game. It gave them a chance to go down and shoot the ball in the basket, and they've made several comebacks all year, and we knew they'd make a run at it.
We talked before the game about what you would have to do to change the outcome of the game. One of the things you mentioned to me was that you were going to have balanced scoring, and you definitely had balanced scoring tonight. Scott Norris unofficially with 16 points, Pat Bauer with 14, David Williams checks in with 8.
Well, we did, and I thought, you know, the whole team played well. Ruby got some big baskets at times, and Fletcher came in and hit 1 or 2 that made